I'm at this gorgeous modern A-frame cabin just outside of Stowe, Vermont today. This place is called the Summit House and it's brand new on Airbnb. I'm actually their first ever guest. It has one of the best interiors I've ever come across, from the picture perfect living room to the stunning master bedroom. There's just so many breathtaking details to this incredible cabin that I can't wait for you all to see. So without further ado, let's now hop into a tour of this A-frame up here in Vermont. Welcome to this beautiful 3-floor modern A-frame cabin. We're gonna start right here on the front exterior. You can see very quickly there is plenty of outdoor space. You have this deck here with a table, a grill, more on that later. And over here on the left-hand side, this wing of the house is actually the master bedroom. Let's now get a little closer. This is definitely one of the most unique A-frame exteriors I've ever seen before. Just look at all of these windows and how the sun is reflecting off of them. If we then walk down to this side of the deck, you'll see an outdoor dining table with 6 chairs and then this grill on the far end. Now, if I go and I flick a switch, we'll turn all the lights on. It's at night now. We have the fireplace even going on inside. This place just looks like such a beauty after the sun has gone down for the day. Let's now walk into the backyard, as there's a lot to see out here in terms of amenities. This is the first of 2 fire pits or fireplaces just in the backyard alone. This is a sneak little peek into some more of the interior. Then on the other side of the yard, you have another fireplace right here and plenty of firewood. This is one of my favorite angles of the cabin, taken from further into the woods. Just look at all of those string lights all over the trees. If we get a little closer now, this is one of my favorite outdoor amenities. We have the doors open up to the master bedroom. If you look there on the left, yes, that is an outdoor shower. So you have not 1, but 2 fireplaces out here. You have an outdoor shower. I mean, just this entire setup here in the backyard is so picture perfect. It feels like it's straight out of a movie. Finally, for the exterior, just a 5-minute drive away is the cute town of Stowe, Vermont. When you think of fall in New England, this is the place you're gonna wanna visit. That's it for the exterior. So we're now gonna walk up these stairs back to the front deck, walk in through this main door, and come on inside to the interior. It's now time to explore more of this beautiful A-frame. We'll start first in the living room. The design and decor was just impeccable in my opinion. It was cozy, yet modern and luxurious. We'll now go into this corner though. I'm gonna get a fire going before we continue with the tour. Now we have our fire and some real cozy cabin vibes. It's a pretty open floor plan. You can see into the kitchen there on the far end as we pan more to the right. But we'll go more into the living room. You have your beautiful wood burning stove in this one corner and plenty of firewood and fire starting supplies. There are some shelves throughout this living room with some cool decorations, but the most unique decoration by far is above the fireplace. It's a rabbit with antlers. Very unique. Let's now go to the other side of the room. All the natural light is spilling in. You also have a smart TV with a great audio system, a comfy chair there on the left with some fur, and a larger sofa there on the right. Above all of that, we have another shelf with a cabin-themed book called Hideouts. And if we go to the opposite end, just look at the size of this other sofa. The thing is basically the size of a bed. It's just huge. We have some more reading material. This one is called Surf Shacks. As we begin to finish up in the living room, of course, I have to point out all of the windows again, as that's always one of the best parts of an A-frame. You also have this very interesting and modern lighting fixture up top. I loved how the lighting fixture matched perfectly with the windows and the wood trim against that entire main wall here in the living room. Last but not least, for this living room area, in the mid-afternoon, all the light began to stream in. This was like peak lighting time for this room. I've done now nearly 100 video shoots in this cabin. This room in particular has some of the best lighting that I've ever seen. So definitely encourage you to hang out around the cabin during this time of the day. If we now go deeper into the cabin, we'll come first to your dining table. You have that one lighting fixture dangling above the table, and then a modern bench and 2 chairs. We'll now walk further down into the kitchen. I love this entire setup. Over here on the left, you have your dishwasher, a sink, and then one of those cool retro looking refrigerators. You also have plenty of glasses, bowls, utensils, plates, everything that you need. Against the other wall, you then have a bunch of countertop space in your oven. And over on this side, you actually have a beverage center over there on the left. I don't see this too often in Airbnbs, but definitely a nice and luxurious touch to have a beverage center in your kitchen. Up top now, you have a water dispenser, a Keurig, and then a very fancy looking microwave. The owners definitely did not spare any expense in terms of appliances in this kitchen. I'll also briefly mention the owner told me he's obsessed with lighting, so there are just dozens of light switches all over this cabin, and some of the lighting fixtures even has some cool effects like this if you fool around with some of the settings. We'll now head into one of the final rooms in this section of the cabin. This is your master bathroom. There are 2 bathrooms total in this cabin. You have your lovely countertop space over there. But if you now walk into the shower, you have one of those rain shower heads, so some great water pressure. You have a beautiful wooden wall over there on the left and a bench as we continue to pan down. Even the mirror here is super fancy. I've seen this in a few other more luxurious Airbnb listings, and this is your toilet. Just look at this thing. The toilet even comes with its own remote control. I mean, come on. Next up, we're going to walk up this spiral staircase to check out the loft bedroom. We are now in the impressive loft area. You have a king-size mattress over there and 2 cubbies on either side with some outlets and storage space. My favorite part though was this lighting fixture that the owner told me he sourced all the way from Turkey. It's really beautiful and the last thing I would expect to find all the way up here in Vermont. In this corner, you have a guitar and an amp. And if we now lay in the bed, this is the view you can expect to wake up to every morning if you choose to stay in the loft. If we now walk down further this way, we're gonna go back towards the living room to get a peek. We have this other kind of cool vantage point looking back out towards those windows and that modern chandelier, I'll call it, hanging from the ceiling. Back downstairs now, you have kind of this hallway, I'll call it, that connects 2 wings of the cabin. Against this beautiful wall, you have a bookshelf and a drink cart. We're now actually gonna go down these stairs to go and explore the ground floor of this A-frame cabin. One of the first rooms you'll come into is the mud room. You have this large bench where you can sit down and take off your shoes when you enter the cabin. And over here, there's some great skiing in the area, and the owner still had some snowboards and their shoes out when I got here. If we face the opposite way now, back towards the stairs, you have this long hallway still on the bottom floor. At the far end, we'll enter into this half bathroom. It has this beautiful dark blue paint job that complements the modern sink with its gold accents along the faucet, the mirror, and the lighting fixtures. I also love this wallpaper at the far end. It felt almost space or astronomy related to me. Back in the hallway now, you have this full-length mirror, and we're now going to walk through that door into the final room on this bottom floor. This is bedroom number 2 of 3. It's very light, maybe even more of a boho design on this one. You have that beautiful tapestry behind the bed though, and against this opposite wall, you have a smart TV. Last but most certainly not least, we are upstairs again. I'm going to slide this door back so we can enter into the master bedroom. And welcome now into the striking master bedroom. This is definitely the signature room inside of this cabin. You have that massive bed in the middle. It's one of the comfiest mattresses I've ever slept in. This is now facing back towards that door that we just walked through. One of the best features is all of these windows and the double doors that lead out into the backyard. Then your bed right here has that beautiful fur blanket at the bottom. If we walk over here, you have another guitar and a smart TV hanging in this corner. If we venture to the other side of the room, you'll see that huge plant, and waiting for you on top of a dresser is even a Sonos speaker. But one of my favorite decor pieces in the entire cabin is that mirror. It has such a unique shape, I think I want to buy one for my own future home. Finally, we'll go back to the bedroom now, and if we lay down, this is the view looking into the woods in your backyard again. You don't have to worry about anyone peeking into your bedroom. You have complete privacy while staying here. Thanks for checking out my video, guys. If you want to see more A-frame cabin videos, my playlist is linked out down in the video description. I'll see you next week for a brand new Airbnb tour.